Welcome back to my next video on Vedic astrology. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about the Jupiter transit that's happening on June 19th at 8:26 IST, which is Indian Standard Time. Jupiter transit happens once a year. That's the reason why it's very popular, because it's not a it's not a monthly event like the sun moves from one sign to another, or the other planets like Mercury or Venus. So this is a rarer event to happen, and that's the reason why it attracts the maximum attention in astrology, next to, of course, the transit of Saturn. Now, Jupiter transit means all the more for people who are under 7.5 year Saturn, because if Jupiter gets favorable, it gives them that 1 year window of protection, and that's the reason why people who are going through 7.5 year Saturn always look up to the transit of Jupiter. So does that mean that it is not relevant to other people, those who are not under the influence of a negative Saturn? It's not that way, because Jupiter is always the protector, the guide, the philosopher, and basically knowledge. And that means if Jupiter is well placed, then you will have the right kind of knowledge to protect yourself against the other negative transits that are happening in the sky. What do we mean by transit? Jupiter stays in one sign for almost a year, and Jupiter has been in Mithuna Rasi, also known as Gemini, and he is on this date, on June 19th, he is moving over into Cancer or Karkataka Rashi. So as soon as that happens, it has a different kind of effect. For certain people, at least for 5 moon sign people, it is auspicious, and the rest it is not auspicious. So let's find out for whom it is favorable and whom it is not unfavorable. In case it is not favorable, go to your preferred place of worship on Thursdays and get as much as possible the positive energy from Jupiter to offset the bad transit of Jupiter. For all those it is good, then you should make use of the good times. Make hay while the sun shines. That's the proverb. So in the same way, if Jupiter is well placed, then why not do important things like housewarming, or buying a new vehicle, or making a major shift in your residence, or with regard to your residence, or maybe your office or business center. So whatever you want to accomplish, which you have been waiting for, then you can do that if Jupiter is well placed. So let's start with Mesha Rashi and find out how is it going to be for Mesha Rashi. Mesha means that you have your moon sign here, and Jupiter is here, and on 19th June 2014 he gets into this sign, so you will have Jupiter here for almost close to a year. And this happens to be the 4th from your moon sign. 1, 2, 3 and 4. It's not very good, because if he was in the 5th it could have been very nice, but at least it's a big relief, because he's shifting out from the 3rd house and moving to the 4th. The 3rd is a high stress period whenever Jupiter goes over the 3rd. So therefore, this transit, even though it's not very favorable, it's going to release you from the most stressful 3rd house transit of Jupiter, which has been there for a year. And at the same time, right now Saturn is over here. In the month of November, same year, 2014, he will shift into this sign. And for all Mesha Rashi people, Saturn is not auspiciously placed, and therefore with Jupiter at least getting out of the 3rd house, there will be some difference. But after November 2014, Saturn moves from here to here. It happens November 2014. So after this period, Saturn's what is called as the 8th house transit, or the challenging phase called as Ashtama Shani, is on. So you will find that this is a period with lots of challenges. Well, of course, you'll have to wait until 1 more year when Jupiter transits from here to the 5th house, during which time you will have a great deal of protection offered by Jupiter. This is for all those people who are having their moon sign in Vrishabha Rashi or Taurus. So for them, Jupiter is moving into this house from here to here, and this happens to be the third, very stressful, and you need to really watch, but not to worry immediately as the transit happens, because Saturn continues to be in the 6th house, a very auspicious place, and you don't have to worry about Jupiter being in the 3rd as long as Saturn is in the 6th. But from November 2014 onwards, Saturn will move out of the favorable 6th, allowing Jupiter to give the full negative effects of being in the 3rd. In such cases, all you have to do is to go to your preferred place of worship on all Thursdays and do a lot more charity on Thursdays to somehow make Jupiter friendly to you. If your moon is over here, then you're a Mithuna Rasi person, which is also known as Gemini moon sign, and so long you've been in a bad Jupiter transit because Jupiter was over your moon sign. A lot of stress, a lot of changes, maybe the shift in your residence or shift in your office. It's a very stressful period whenever Jupiter is over your moon sign. And luckily on 19th June 2014, just moves out of the 1st house and enters the 2nd house, a very auspicious house for Jupiter to be in. You will have a lot more favor from Jupiter because Jupiter is exalted. So an exalted Jupiter placed in the 2nd house. Lots of things about positive matters, about money, your family, expansion of family, maybe the birth of children, or those who are unmarried might get married if they're looking for their partner. The best part of this transit is that when Jupiter is occupying the most favorable 2nd house, the favorable 2nd house, Saturn, who's been here for a long time, for almost 2.5 years, in the 5th house, on 2nd November 2014, it shifts out from the 5th into the 6th house from the moon sign. So count from your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. The transit of Saturn in the 6th house is considered very auspicious, and what luck, a fantastic period lies ahead of all Mithuna Rashi people, because Jupiter is in the 2nd house and Saturn is in the 6th house, and this happens only once in 60 years.